The other day, the CDC said that if more Americans would wear masks in public, then we could dramatically decrease the number of COVID cases in just 4 to 8 weeks. Now here I am in the beautiful Blanchard Park in Orlando, and you look around and some people playing soccer over there, some people on picnic tables, tennis courts, and no one is wearing a mask. And they are somewhat able to maintain their social distancing. I'm not sure about soccer, but on this trail here, it gets pretty bad. It's a very narrow trail, and because of quarantine, everyone wants to jog nowadays, and so maintaining your social distance just seems pretty much impossible. And on top of that, you're expelling a lot more germs when you're running faster. You know, you're breathing a lot more. And so that's what I want to talk about in this presentation. I want to talk about why Blanchard Park and different other parks have not been required to mandate people wearing masks, even though it's almost nearly impossible to maintain your social distancing. I'm going to be talking about this through an accountability frame, accountability mindset. All right, who's accountable? People will be accountable eventually for this, but for right now, it seems like they're just kind of getting away with it. And so specifically, I'm going to talk about the decision-making processes involved in making some sort of mandate like this, and also the communication process that would be required to successfully launch a campaign to require people to wear masks. Now, the first thing I want to say is that this is not a political issue. Taking the necessary precautions to ensure public safety and health is not a political issue. It's science. It's about preventing the spread of germs. But unfortunately, politicians have made it into a political issue by prioritizing the reopening of the economy. And by the way, a lot of those businesses that have opened up after reopening are mandating that you wear a mask anytime you're in the store. Just the other day, Walmart said that throughout all their stores in their entire nation, you're gonna have to wear a mask whenever you're in one. And so the public sector is doing relatively well at showing concern for the public health.
I actually meant to say the private sector.
Unfortunately, public sector organizations don't have this sort of autonomy. I've been emailing back and forth with Alicia Baxter, who is the program manager for the Orange County Parks and Recreation Division. And she said that one of the biggest issues that inhibits the decision-making process is having to adhere to state executive orders that are always changing or clarifying. And so when a state executive order is changed or clarified, she then has to change or clarify some of the decisions or plans that she was planning to implement. The most recent executive order, Phase 2 of Florida's reopening, mentions absolutely nothing about parks or recreational facilities and the safety concerns. They mention movie theaters, restaurants, gyms, even bowling alleys, but not a single mention of parks. So this issue is an example of a non-program decision, which is this is a concept we learned about in chapter 5, which was the chapter about the decision-making processes. And it's a non-program decision because, well, this is not something that public organizations have to decide on a daily basis. Of course, COVID has given us unprecedented circumstances. So there's really no apparent decision to be made, which has caused a lot of ambiguity as to how public sector organizations should respond. And like all non-program decisions, there's going to be a high level of uncertainty as to how the public will react. You know, we see viral videos all the time nowadays of people freaking out when they're being asked to wear a mask. So that's something that the parks people will have to take into account. Once the decision has been made to mandate wearing masks in the park, what are the logistics of communicating that message? Well, if you recall from chapter 9, the chapter about communication, the most effective way to utilize persuasive appeals is by establishing credibility. It's about finding someone with strong trustworthiness or expertise in that particular area. So the park may want to display a message by Dr. Fauci, the CDC, or any other public health officials, because they are experts. They know what they're talking about. And in turn, the public will be much more likely to change their attitudes about wearing a mask. So until a decision is made that mandates people wearing masks in public parks, the best we can do is just encourage other people to do it through a grassroots movement. And the best way I like to do this, well, it's through song.
Oh yeah.
She wore a raspberry face mask, the kind you find in really any type of store. Raspberry face mask. To help stop the spread, you should wear it outdoors. Raspberry face mask. I think I'll cover. Thanks for watching, guys.